and welcome back to Trojan Sports Now. With me is Dejia Williams from the women's basketball team. And first off, I want to thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem.
First off, how'd you get started playing basketball?
The first time I played basketball was in middle school. I know I started a little bit later than most people, but I started in 7th grade. The basketball coach at the school, he was just like, "You're really tall, do you want to play?" And I asked my dad, and he said I could play.
Now, did you play anything other than basketball in high school?
No, it was just strictly basketball.
So why'd you decide to come play at Troy when you knew you wanted to play in college?
I really didn't know where I wanted to go when I first started receiving people calling me about college. It was it was overwhelming, and then Troy asked me to come on a visit. And when I came, everything was perfect. I loved the coaches, I loved the team. My dad loved that it wasn't too far from home, so I felt like it was just the right decision for me.
So can you kind of talk about how your recruitment process went before you eventually decided to come to Troy?
Well, when I first came, I had different schools call me. I had different schools send me letters, but I had to understand there was a difference between a coach calling me and saying that they wanted me, and then the coach offering me a scholarship. So it was about like everybody else's experience, but I think I enjoyed it the most.
All right, and now before we get into this season, let's go back to last season when you won your second straight Sun Belt championship. What was the feeling that you had when you looked up at the scoreboard and you saw that the clock was 0 and you had just won?
Yeah, I was really excited because I've never won a championship before until I got here at Troy. So I pretty much knew that we was going to win because we already had a pretty good lead before the clock had hit 0. So I was just really excited. And some of my younger teammates, they were like holding on to me and they were like really excited and crying. I'm like, yeah, we won. So just get excited. And we all were really happy.
And then you went to the NCAA tournament and faced Mississippi State, but lost. But what was the experience like just getting to play a team that went to the championship game? It
was a different caliber. Like the stadium, the fans, everybody. It was really packed, and we weren't really nervous because I felt like we didn't have anything to lose. They had everything to lose, so we just went out, played our hardest, and had fun.
Now, when the championship game did come, were you cheering for Mississippi State or South Carolina?
I was cheering for Mississippi State because I was like, it looks better if the championship team beats us.
Right. So, what are some things that the team learned from being able to play Mississippi State?
I think we learned that it doesn't matter what type of team that you play, that we can stand next to the best of the best. We can compete with the best of the best.
Right, and Troy was one of many schools that had both men's and women's go to the tournament. What does that say about both basketball programs and Troy University?
I think it says that Troy University is on the rise. It's giving everybody a wake-up call, like beware of Troy because we're coming.
And what does this year's team have to do to get back to the conference championship game for a third straight year?
I think this year's team, we have to really put everything into Coach Rigby's plan. We also have to come together. We have a new team. We have 7 new people, so it's a completely different team. So we all have to learn her system and just perfect it and do what she asks us to do and go out and play every game like it's a championship game.
And what is it like being able to play for Coach Rigby?
It's awesome. Coach Rigby is a positive person. She comes into practice every day cheering and happy. Like, she never has a down day. So it's pretty awesome playing for her.
And can you kind of talk about why she decided to put the bullseyes on your practice jerseys this year?
Okay, she put the bullseyes on our jerseys because it basically stands for targets on our back and rings on our mind. So whenever we go out and play, everybody is aiming for Troy. Like, we won 2 years in a row. Nobody really thinks that we can do it again except for us. So we're out here to prove everybody that we can do it again. So aim for us.
Right. And going into this season, do you think that has helped you?
I think it has. We battle every day in practice. Like, it is a championship game. Like, that's what's on our mind, ring. So I think it helps knowing that every team is aiming for us because we're the standard. We're like who you have to beat.
And you won your exhibition game against AUM. How did that help you before you start the regular season?
I think it gives us a lot of confidence going into the regular season to start off with a win. Like, it prepares us for the games that are about to come because we have like some tough competition coming in. So it gives us more confidence going into our regular games.
All right, and then you beat Stillman in both the home opener and regular season opener. Can you kind of talk about what happened in that game?
In that game, we had a big advantage of height, but as Troy women's basketball team does, we score, we rebound. So we did what we do best, and we won.
And how important was it that you get your first win in front of the home crowd this season?
It's important because people need to see that we're still winning, we're still doing what Troy does, and we're still aiming for a championship. And winning is just something that we do. That's becoming our identity.
Right, and how important is home crowd advantage during games?
It's important. I love our band. Our band is the best. They, cheer us on. They kind of get on the other team. So it feels good when they get into their head or the fans get into the other team's head, and we just enjoy it.
Right, the band is one of my favorite parts about basketball games. What is the best thing that you think the band does for the team?
I think when it's no matter what, they're always cheering for us. Like no matter what situation it is, they're just they love us and we love them and we love everything that they do for us. Whether it's playing music, my mom comes to the games and she says, "Oh, I love that song that the band plays." So they're really good for us and the fans.
Now, what are some things that you feel like you need to improve on this season?
I feel like as far as me, I have to realize that I have a different role this year. Kayla Ramirez isn't here anymore, and we have a lot more contribution to the team as in the post player group and the guard group. So I have to realize that I have a different role and that I have to do more. I have to finish more. I have to rebound more. That I just have to do more on this team as a whole.
Right, and you mentioned you have a lot of new players. So what has it been like getting to know some of those new players?
It was difficult at first because it's new people. You have to learn everybody's personalities, what they like, what they don't like. And so I feel like now that we've gotten to know each other better, that we're getting along really good and we're learning the team chemistry and court chemistry. So I feel like you can only go up from here.
Right, and as one of the seniors and leaders on this team, what are some messages that you're giving these younger players?
I'm just trying to let them know, keep their eyes on the prize, that, it is a bigger picture. If you struggle in practice, just keep pushing through it. It's going to make you stronger in the end. And I also try to translate to them, what the coaches mean, because sometimes, maybe they can't get it across at the time they need, and I'm just trying to translate to them in a better way, a way that they can listen to me and understand what the coaches are saying without the coaches getting frustrated or them getting frustrated.
And can you kind of talk about what are some things that they bring to the team?
They bring a lot of energy, a lot of speed, just everything Coach Rigby looks for, everything that she needs for our program. We're a running program, we're a rebounding program. She has recruited exactly what we need for our program.
Right, and you mentioned Caitlin Ramirez, who is over in Spain playing. Do you still keep in touch with her?
I do. I watched one of her games a couple weeks ago, and I screenshot it on my phone and sent it to her, and she was really excited. And she also posted a Snapchat where she watched our exhibition game. So I still keep in contact with her, and she still supports us, and we still support her.
So you do keep in contact. Has she given you any tips for your last season?
I haven't really asked her for tips. I know the time difference is really different, but some of my other teammates who have graduated, they have, reached out to me and just told me to go at it, give it my all. It's my senior year, just dominate and do what I do best.
All right, so when you're not playing or practicing, what do you like to do?
I am a biology major, so I study a lot in my free time, but I also like to sleep a lot in my free time. So, and if not that, then I'm in the gym getting extra shots up or trying to get in better shape for the team.
All right, so when you graduate and your playing career is over, what do you want to do?
Right now, I'm planning on going to grad school for a clinical laboratory scientist. So it'll be 2 years of grad school, and then after that, I'll be in my profession.
So what made you decide to major in biology?
I've just always liked biology. I've always liked science, so I didn't know if I wanted to be in a specific science field, but I felt like if I was going to go to college and I was going to be in something hard, then I might as well do something that I enjoy and something that I could be successful in and know I can get a job in after I graduate.
All right, and now when you're not playing, do you watch basketball on TV?
I do. I love to watch women's basketball, men's basketball. They get enough as it is. But I love women's basketball. I love seeing other women be successful and living out their dreams of playing Division I basketball. So I do watch basketball.
Do you have a favorite team?
I don't think I really have a favorite team. I just kind of go here and there, whatever playing on TV.
All right, you don't have a favorite team, but do you have a favorite player?
My favorite player would be Kevin Durant, in my opinion. I just like how every game he goes, he has the same facial expression. He plays really smooth, and he does what he does. That's it.
All right, well, I'm a big Golden State fan, so I agree with you on that. I also enjoy Steph and Clay when they're hot. Do you have a player that inspires you?
I think Chelsea. She's one of the newer people on our team. Her name's Chelsea Gibson, and she's new, but she's a fifth-year senior. She transferred from Marquette, And she's been facing a lot of struggles as far as like, staying healthy. But whenever she comes back, she plays like she hasn't missed a beat, and she's always rebounding, always scoring. She makes it look easy. So I feel like she inspires me.
Do you have any tips for someone who may want to start playing?
I would say start as soon as possible. Like get in the gym and get a lot of reps, get a lot of practice. Ask your coach for any help because anything helps.
All right, and lastly, do you have any pregame rituals that you have to do before you play?
My pregame rituals, I just listen to music and then I'll call my dad and he'll, give me a speech, go get him, do your best. I'm always proud of you. He's always proud of me. So I really call my dad and that's what helps me.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me today.
Mm-hmm.
Stay tuned for what's ahead in Trojan Sports right after this.